All right. Peace and blessings to you all. Happy Wednesday. Another blessed day. I appreciate you guys for hopping on. Welcome to another Mastermind Business Brainstorming session. Pretty much where we could connect the dots, come together, share ideas, share knowledge, share resources, and make sure that we just level each other up. It's all about connecting the dots, like I say every single week. Today I'm excited. We're going to I really want to dive into operations and logistics. Because at the end of the day, this is the backbone of your business at the end of the day and how you run it. But before that, I want to give you guys an opportunity to briefly introduce yourself and let the people know what problems is your business or your product or service solving in the community. We're gonna switch it up this week. I really wanna dive into what problems your business, product, or service is actually solving in the community. And I wanted you guys to after that, dive into our icebreaker question, which is if you had to plan a top secret mission to deliver a pizza to a remote island, what would your unconventional method, what would be your unconventional method of getting it there on time and still hot? We got to go outside the box with our icebreaker questions, right? So again, if you had to plan a top secret mission to deliver a pizza to a remote island, what would be your unconventional method of getting it there on time and hot? So real quick, I'm gonna go down the list. Matter of fact, I'm gonna actually start off with some of our mod members. If you guys, like I said, if you guys can just briefly introduce yourself and basically just let us know what problem your product, business, or service is actually solving within the community, and then hop right into the icebreaker question, and then we're gonna go from there. Real quick, I'm gonna actually kick it off with you, sis. What's going on? What's going on, lady?
With me?
Yes, you might go pop it off. What's going on?
All right, let's do it. All right, what's up, my family on the Wednesday? So my name is Lady Felidia, also known as Sage. I am the founder of Agriculture United as well as Hawk Innovations Training. I am also the COO of Noble Shungite Farms. Our businesses collectively provide solutions for sustainable urban farming practices, education in our community. Our company actually has solutions for really elevating our people as a whole, through collaborations, through connections and resources. So organizing urban farmers with rural farmers in order to help to eliminate the food deserts that are here in Atlanta and in other cities, but also venturing out into bigger arenas, such as building out neighborhoods and communities that are required to have farming as their core, which will also help to create jobs in our community. So our our companies are, the ideas are very big and grand, but we are also at this time very focused on the bones of the organization, the meat and potatoes, like you were saying, Delano, the processes, how everything works, the structure, what are the roles, what is everyone responsible for? Because, I've had, these grand ideas, and then I think I didn't get started a lot of times because I couldn't see where my tribe was going to come from. You know what I mean? Like where the help was going to come from to do all these big things, because you really can't do it alone. You really do have to have tribe, and you have to have support in order to really bring bigger ideas into fruition. And yeah, so so that's what we do within our organizations. And The icebreaker question was, tell me the icebreaker again, because I was going.
So basically, that's a little out of the box. You already know how you move. So basically, if you had to plan a top secret
The
mission,
pizza.
yeah,
The
to
pizza. Okay, right, because I already had it. Thank you. Okay, so if I had deliver a pizza to a remote island, y'all, and it had to be like top secret, right? And I had to be clever about getting it in, I would dress up as a sexy doctor and tell them I would like put the pizza in like an organ donor transplant, some type of shit. And I'd be like, I gotta get this to this island immediately. I would have a helicopter and everything, like, and I would, woo them with my feminine, energies and shit. But yeah, that's what I would do is I would make it all about medical. So my background is in medicine. I can talk the language, I can talk the lingo, and y'all going to invite me on that island every time.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you playing for sure. I love it. So real quick, I already know how it go. If you already been on, man, make sure let's blow up that chat. Post your websites, post your social medias, and post your contact info. And not only that, make sure you follow somebody else's social media. It's all about connecting the dots. And I want you guys to be as interactional as possible. Ask questions. If you want, throw your icebreaker question or answer in the chat as well. And let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Who we got next? Who we got next? Let me get you next, Mr. Fix It. Go ahead, introduce yourself and tell the people a problem that your company is solving within the community and go right into the icebreaker question.
Okay. Peace to everybody, man. Most definitely want to give it back out to you, Mr. Delano, again, day in and day out, every week, making it happen no matter what it is. You making sure that what I'm saying, be present as well too. So everybody else as well too. So peace and love to everybody. Anyone that's new on the Zoom today. We're grateful. We're thankful for everybody that see the vision and that's hopping on, to join the mob and everything. So most definitely, saying big ups to y'all. I'm super pumped about how we really actually pushing for the last fourth quarter, like he was just speaking about. But I'm just a young boy from Chicago. My name Darwin. Everybody call me Mr. Fix It because pretty much my background is pretty much a lot of things, but one problem right now, my business pretty much helps or solve problem is being illiterate of wealth literacy, or because I'm starting to not say financial literacy no more. Financial literacy is being too vague. So I love to educate wealth literacy because wealth can be it can be different things, because some people think wealth can be a lot of saying having a lot of money and everything. Some people think wealth is taking care of their family, being able to do other things and breaking generational curses and everything. So that's basically what I do. I educate on personal credit, business funding, how to acquire assets, how you can pretty much delegate and make a full-time income on a part-time basis. So basically what I'm solving in the community is basically making sure that we're more literate when it comes to how you take care of saying your finances, or your wealth future. And then also, if you want to say breaking generational curses, I always love to say changing my family for the future. So but most definitely that's one of the problems that I feel like that we're solving. We're doing a lot more than that as well too. So that's another good thing. And yeah, happy Wednesday for everybody as well too.
Sir. So real quick, for the icebreaker question, I want to repeat it for the new people that just tapping in as well. If you had to plan top secret mission to deliver a pizza to a remote island, what would be your method of getting it there on time and hot?
Okay. Can you hear me? I'm good.
Um,
All right. Okay, secret island, because I'm Jamaican. So first of all, being secretive, ain't no way you finna try to fly on somebody island. So of course we gonna have to come, underwater. So I'm gonna have a submarine that's gonna, get as close to the island as possible. And then, I'm gonna get out, and it all kind of depend on what type of, island this is too now, too, D. But yeah, so I'm gonna come through the submarine, then I'm gonna get off. Then basically, instead of having like instead of being discreet, because like, sometimes you gotta, what I'm saying, fit in for what it is or what it ain't, maybe, so you gotta mirror whatever was going on. So if it's a party, I'ma just make sure whatever party is, what I'm saying, I'm dressed for the occasion. And then, as far as for the pizza or whatever, I'm gonna make sure that the pizza that I got to be cooked and roasted. So it's gonna be something that's gonna be in a backpack or a bag or something like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the pizza on what they be having, the fire pit. And I'm gonna just sit it on top of that, and then bam, and they can watch the pizza get cooked. And then we're gonna eat, and we're gonna have a ball.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I know y'all looking at me like, what does this have to do with operations and logistics? I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute. Real quick, man. Hey, man, blow up that chat. Post your websites. Post your social medias. Post your contact info. Somebody may need it. And at the same time, follow somebody else's social media. We got a lot of powerful people on this call, so I want to make sure that we're connecting the dots. And I want to make sure you post where you're listening in from as well. And how's the weather? Because it's raining out here. All right, who we got next? Who we got next? Let me get Irene Bells on real quick, man. What's going on, King?
Yo, bro, what's good? What's good?
Bless. So real quick, man, tell the people, introduce yourself, and tell the people what problem are you solving in the community with your brand and just with your company in general. And then we're gonna go right into the icebreaker question.
Okay. It's your boy Irene Bells. They say I'm hell when I'm well. What I do, I tell them folk to weigh me on the scale. You did what I'm saying. Something that my business is doing to help the community. I would say in the future we will donate. We're going to donate, like to the homeless. So I guess that's helping. You know what I'm saying? Sparking ideas for others to, be ambitious. And shit, just trying to, get everyone's brand out there. You feel me? I feel like that's how we can help too.
Most definitely. So, all right. So, if you had to plan a top secret mission to deliver a pizza to a remote island, what would be your method of getting it there on time and still hot?
Shit, I'm gonna go with a drone, goddamn. I feel like that'd be the best option to get there pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? Like it can stay low under the radar, I guess, but nobody can see it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, drone me for sure.
I love that. I appreciate it. Again, you guys, make sure you guys blow up that chat, post your websites, post your social medias. I know Adam ain't the only one that's looking to connect. Now, come on, let's blow up that chat, y'all. Okay, I see Mr. Fixit in there. All right. And make sure you guys follow somebody else's social media real quick. We got too many powerful people on here for us to not be connected. And this is what this is all about, you guys. So let's do it. Who we got on next? Let me get our mod member CC real quick.
Which way? Plane, drone, or both? Hey y'all. Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going grand. I am. Let me hear it.
Real quick, introduce yourself, and then we're gonna switch it up. We're switching up a little bit this week. I want you to basically let the people know what problem are you solving with your company in the community, and we're gonna go right into the icebreaker question.
Okay. I am the beautiful Carolyn Mitchell. I am a farmer. I'm a formulator. I am a herbalist. I am a holistic consultant, and I am helping the community eat according to their blood type. So I'm educating them on how to live longer, be healthier, and I'm also providing them with food to eat. So that's definitely a great thing to provide for the community. And yeah, I'm giving the community education and food.
Life. I know that's right. All right, all right. Did you need me to repeat the icebreaker question for you?
I do have to hear one more time.
So, if you had to plan a top secret mission to deliver a pizza to a remote island, what would be your method of getting it there on time and still hot?
I think I'm gonna cook my pizza on the island. I'm just gonna cook it on the island. So it ain't even gotta be brought nowhere. We're gonna do it right on the island.
I love that. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, Queen, for sure. And if you're just tapping in, make sure you guys post your websites, post your social medias in the chat, and follow us somebody else's social media. You never know, who you might need. And make sure, and I'm gonna also be sending out this chat log to everybody, so we can make sure everybody got everybody's contact info. But at least while you're on the chat today, make sure you guys follow at least one social media platform. Because hey, you never know who you might be able to connect with on. That's what this is all about, connecting the dots, you guys, for sure. Who we got next? Who we got next? We got more mob members. Let me get Dr. Adam real quick. I know you got a good one for us. But real quick, introduce yourself and give us, basically let us know how is your company, what problem is your company solving in the community? Then we go right into the icebreaker question.
First, I'm going to say I'm a board member of one of the 12 Black chambers in Georgia, the Central Georgia Coalition for Black Businesses, and we are working on educating people on shopping with Black businesses and why Black dollars need to go to Black businesses instead of people that look like me, even though my business is a Black-owned business. That being said, what am I solving? Well, I am trying to control the price of housing for people making $7.25 an hour. I don't think they should live in their parents' basements or their grandparents' basements. They should be able to live in dignity. So that's what we do. And what else am I doing? Let's see. To deliver a pizza to an island, one, I'm going to start up north near Mr. Fix-It, and I'm going to go to Lou Malnati's and pick up a deluxe deep dish from Lou Malnati's. And I'm going to have a Virgin Galactic spaceship that I'm going to use to bounce off the atmosphere to get it back down to Earth within 90 minutes to be able to have a hot deep dish pizza delivered to an island.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You just made me want some Chicago deep dish, man. I ain't gonna lie. I love it, man. I appreciate you. Again, you guys, hey, make sure everybody blow up that chat, post your websites, show some medias, make sure you post your contact info, follow somebody else's social media while you're at it, right? Who we got next? Who we got next? Let me get my guy JP, man. What's going on, King?
Who did you ask for?
JP.
I was still muted. Am I unmuted now?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So my name is JP, y'all. I'm moving and grooving. I had an appointment I didn't even realize I had on the other side of town, but I'm gonna stay on here. Basically, what I do is I run real life business solutions, and what I do is I help minority business owners systematize and make sure they optimize and everything that all these AI solutions and things like that for their business. So that's pretty much what I do. I'm also an MBA, so I do business consulting. But most of the time, the consultant leads to a lot of the services that these guys provide. I work with other funding options, credit repair. I do some credit repair in-house. I do other credit repair, depending on what they're looking for. I outsource some of that. I outsource some of the marketing efforts like websites and different things like that. So basically, I put everything together. Some stuff I do in-house, like I actually do automations through High Level and different Zapier and different things like that. But a lot of the other stuff, I go to whoever can do it the best and the fastest. If I had to get a pizza on a remote island, I would definitely just beam it up there. We have no limitations. I'm saying I'm gonna beam it up there. There you go. It's gonna be there like an email.
I
You
love it.
got 3D copy machines. You got all kind of things. Nah, let's get it there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's do it. I appreciate you, Ken. I appreciate you.
For sure.
Real quick, who we got next? Who we got next? Actually, let me get Angela Payne. What's going on for you?
Okay, sorry about that. I was just sending CC a message.
Good.
Okay, yes. Hi, everyone. I am Angeline Payne. I am a presidential candidate for this 2024 election. Have been having a great time on this journey, learning a whole lot, getting ready to go to a presidential overview on the 1st of October. So as a candidate and being a community development organizer, I have been working diligently in my community, making sure that we are addressing the housing crisis that's going on in our community. And being a part of the MOB has really helped to move this program along, working with Adam and coming into this room every Wednesday, making sure I get as much information as I can to help to build onto my business and make sure that I'm walking the right path to get things to individuals that are needed to expand them. So our project is going along well. We're getting ready to have an executive board meeting with the individuals who are assisting us and learning about what their role is going to be in this project so that we can help this South Fulton community be able to handle the housing crisis, the homeless crisis that's going on, because it's not going anywhere. And we cannot just let it continue to fester, because you know that when a person is hungry, they're going to eat. So we're making sure that we're giving some dignity to the individuals, giving them some time to rest, not having to wonder where they're going every day. So this has been a great effort to help our communities, and it, of course, works in line with my campaign. So that is what I've been doing. I love every moment of it. This has also been a great journey for learning, not only for me, but also for our organization, because our members are learning a lot more about our responsibility as a foundation to the community and some of the things we can do and the difference of what we do when we do our work in the community. A lot of people don't feel appreciated about the work that they do because they can't see the difference. So with me being a part of this group and meeting with the people I've met in this group has made a big difference, not only for what I do, but in our community, because a lot of partners have been brought in just from being in this space. So it has been a great journey and I'm very appreciative of it. And being a secret agent, which is something I do love, because I have to go into a lot of different meetings and I'm really there as an agent for my company. So I'm there just working to find out who's who, who's doing what, and how they're moving. So I would definitely do the same as CC would say. I mean, I would, if I'm going to bring a hot pizza to some people, I want to make sure that I'm cooking it there. You know, so once I get there, it's cooked. I don't want them to know I'm coming in. So yes, I would use the submarine to get there so I can get there quickly and bring it in. And I wouldn't mind having a drone available just in case I didn't have some of the ingredients. I thought, you know how you thought you got everything, but you don't. Okay. So I would like to have that there available just in case I had to speed up and get something. But yeah, I love being a secret agent. You learn a lot setting up and just listening. So I love that. And I love that icebreaker. That's awesome.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you, Queen, for sure. For sure. Who got next? Who got next? Can I get Elon?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. My name is Elon Surey, from Atlanta, and I run a funding company. So my company supplies business owners with access to capital. Most business owners need some type of capital to either grow, start, or scale. So we do that for them. We also have access to a large network of affiliates that offer wealth strategies for these business owners as well. Let's see here. If I was gonna deliver a pizza as hot and on time, it's interesting that the young lady just mentioned the Secret Service, because I would definitely be using Air Force One and the Secret Service to bring in that pizza.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you.
All right.
Who we got next? Who we got next? Can I get Empress?
Hi. I had my fingers crossed. I'm like, don't call my name. Don't call my name.
Why not? Come on.
No, call her name. No, call her name. Definitely call her name.
Excuse my voice. It might go in and out, but I am Empress Sheen. So I'm tied to a couple of businesses. One is Noble Shungite Farms that I work with Validia, Sage, and Prentice. We're doing great work there. I'm sure you heard about that.
Okay.
And
You can recap though. You can recap.
so we help, we teach farming, we build up farms, we are doing community work, we host events. We have a plethora of things that we do when it comes to the farming world. We're also in the process of working on a permanent market. So that ties into what I personally do, my personal business that I'm in the process of launching, which is a medical courier service. But what makes me different that will contribute to the community is that I'm offering services for farmers and holistic practitioners to get their products delivered. We have that service for food, DoorDash, all of that. We have that stuff for medical what am I trying to say? Medicines, over the, what's the word? Over the counter medications, but we don't have anything.
Pharmaceuticals, yeah.
Pharmaceutical, thank you. I told you don't call on me
I
today.
got you.
Pharmaceuticals. But I wanted to have a service for natural medicine. So in my family, I'm what's the word? The different one, right? So I'm the one everyone calls on for healing purposes. What should I eat? When I'm recommending herbs, where do I get it? How do I use it? And that's something that American logistics will be able to do, provide those needs. So, so the pizza on the island, hot and ready. because I have connections, I'm a networker. I already have connections on multiple islands. So all I would have to do is pull up in my boat because they are already familiar with me because of my networking connections. And I have the ingredients ready for me, and I'm going to cook them right there on site at whatever wonderful event is happening, because I'm sure there's some type of wonderful event that's happening and they need my delicious pizza. Oh, geez. Don't call on me, okay?
You good?
Love y'all.
We all family, we all mob right now, so that's what it's all.
Awesome, sis. Yes, yes.
Let me get Farmer P, man. Let me get Farmer P. What's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
It's good to see you on, brother. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes. My, my name is Ronald P. Founder and engineer and of Shanghai Farms. Um, my business, I guess, is helping people eat better, live better, and be self-sustainable for themselves, and also heal themselves from, I guess, from pains and illness that it help themselves from, and also economics, help them more economical ability, and also to rely on self. Um, the the pizza the pizza I will get a stealth plane and the invisible suit and and drop it off.
I love that.
Man, so that back on stealth plane.
I love that. I appreciate you, King, for sure.
Yeah.
So I know y'all were just wondering, like, man, what did this pizza got to do? And if I missed y'all, make sure you raise your hand. I don't want to miss nobody. I want to make sure we to everybody in. If you haven't gotten a chance to, make sure you blow up that chat, post your websites, post your social medias, post your contact info, follow somebody else real quick. The whole point of today's icebreaker question, it goes back to operations and logistics, right? And I've came across this problem as a consultant, over the years, over and over again, working with different creators, different entrepreneurs, different businesses. Everybody know what they want to do. Everybody have a great idea of what they want to do and what their business consists of, right? And one of the problems that I always come across, or that I come across a lot, is most people know what they want to do, but they don't really think about how they're going to do it, right? They don't think about the logistics that goes into it. That's one of the things that I do, and especially when it comes to events. Me. We've had our own event space a few years back in East Point, and I think I seen that problem most there. A lot of people came through. I got a lot of relations with different promoters and organizers, and they know what type of event they want to have, but they don't necessarily know all of the ins and outs. They don't necessarily think about the logistics that goes into, putting on and organizing that project. So today I wanted to go over some key elements when it comes to operations and logistics. So we can really touch on that, share knowledge, and get the brain going if you haven't thought about some of the things. So before we hop in, I want to give you guys a quick overview on what I'm going to be touching on. First, we're going to be really touching on understanding operations and logistics. What they are and why they matter. That's super important, right? Building efficient workflows. That's another important one. Managing supply chains effectively, right? Technology and operations, as far as like automation and optimization. Shout out to my boy JP, right? He's definitely good at that. Scaling operations for growth, right? How are we going to scale what we come up with? Because as we go along, God's willing, our business is going to grow And we have to be able to adapt to that, right? Troubleshooting and problem solving in operations. Sometimes your first, plan of operation, you may have to change it up. I think we all seen that, with the pandemic. We all had to, go back to the drawing board, right, and troubleshoot. And then, once we within this, I don't want you guys to be shy. Again, we all family here. We all my, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be the only one, going over things and interacting. You guys know how I do. If you've been on before, I want you guys to interact, and ask as many questions as possible, because you might have the same question that somebody else may have. So always feel free to, ask questions and really remember that, it was a point in time that I didn't know some of this stuff. I'm not, as I say all the time, I'm not, a guru or nothing like that. We're all students to the game. And I think, as long as you remain a student to the game, you're always going to grow, right? So let's hop right into it. Understanding operations and logistics, defining operations, right? First, let's clarify what it means, what we mean by operations and logistics, right? Operations refer to the day-to-day activities that keep your business running, right? Everything from production to employee management, to everything, how you're, every little step in between how you're going to get this, or get your product or get your business out, to the masses and to the community, right? Logistics, on the other hand, is focusing on how you're going to move goods or services from point A to point B efficiently. So y'all see how this tied into the icebreaker question. How are we going to move that pizza to this island? How are we going to get this pizza to this island hot and ready, right? So why are these functions critical? Without a strong operations, it's just your business is dead at the end of the day. I've seen, the best business ideas. I've been doing this, for years now, and I've seen the best ideas fall apart. Why? Because they don't go into, how are they going to really get this thing up off the ground? Everybody have a dream, but they don't really think about, most people don't really think about how they're going to effectively get this thing off the ground from point A to point B, right? Without effective logistics, you're going to struggle every single time. You're going to struggle every single time to get your products and services into the hands of your customers, efficiently and on time, right? And that's huge. You can, like I said, you can have the best product, you can be the most talented person in the world, you can have, the top quality service, all of those different things, right? But if we don't really get together and really break down exactly what it is that we need to do to efficiently get that thing across, you're going to be dead in the water, right? So consider Amazon. This is a perfect example, right? Amazon built their success on a highly efficient operation system, right? And a highly efficient operation and logistics system, right? They mastered same day delivery inventory, right? They keep customers satisfied, and they continue on growing their business that way, right? Just think about Amazon when it first started, small little office and, put in overtime, but over the years, they consistently, improve their operations and logistics. So like I said before, just because you may have your operation and logistics together now, it's always room for improvement because the times is always changing. People are always changing. Circumstances are always changing. So you always want to make sure that you're going over your logistics, going over your operations, and how you're actually, and how you can actually make that even more efficient, right? So this kind of goes into, the next topic, which is building efficient workflows, right? So let's map out the workflow. Basically, a workflow is an efficient operation. Basically, efficient operation starts with understanding your workflow. Let's take a moment, basically, to discuss and kind of go into a little bit what a workflow is, right? It's basically the sequence of steps needed to complete a task or process, right? You always want to break those steps down. What's step one? Step two? What's step three, right? Whether it's fulfilling an order, whether it's managing inventory, or, whether it's just servicing a customer, right? You want to think about every aspect of your business And you want to think about every single step. How can you make that more efficient, right? So basically, you always want to start by identifying the key tasks for each process, right? You want to think about the people responsible and any tools or technology involved, right? Especially technology. I think this is why, we've been, if you've been on, we always kind of go back and touch on technology. A few weeks ago, we had the AI seminar with D Hudson. That was a huge one because, incorporating technology or whatever it is that you do is super, super important. And at the end of the day, you want to work smarter and not harder, right? And so, the next thing you want to do is basically look for any bottlenecks or redundancies that are slow down the process. Because I believe it was, I don't know who it was earlier, but they spoke on how to get it there fast and efficient, how to really service their customers fast. Because turnaround is super, super important nowadays. Everything is moving so fast. People have short attention span, so you want to make sure that you're making that process as easy as possible for you, your employees, and your customer, right? So let's say you run an e-commerce store. Your workflow, for fulfilling an order might look like receiving the order, right? To checking inventory, to packing, to shipping, and finally to confirming the delivery. So you always want to make sure we're thinking about every single step in between the process, right? Not just getting the customer locked in and send that money. I think we talked about that last week. It's not that's not the end. That's not the end all be all. It's nice when when you get that cut, that check cut, but you always want to make sure that we're thinking about everything else that comes with it, right? So real quick, I want to talk your heads off. What I want to see, what's some of the steps that you guys take to make sure that you have an efficient workflow? Blow up the chat, blow up the chat. And if anybody actually want to unmute themselves, go ahead and either unmute yourself or throw your hands up. If there's too many people that unmute themselves.
Can I go ahead and go real quick?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Make sure you guys blow up the chat. If you guys have, let me see what steps you guys do to make sure that you have efficient work.
Okay, you ready for me?
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason, having a hard time hearing. Okay. Well, for my company and the organizations that I work with, we go through a program and a process, and I believe I talked about this before. It's called the 3 Ps, making sure that we're doing everything the same way every time. The first P stands for patience, because you're going to have patience because you're working with people, places, and things you cannot control. And then the next step is to go through the process. We always start with this simple process. What is the idea? What is the business that we're looking at? What are we working with? And then we take that business, that idea, or that product that we're working with, and then we start researching as much information about that as we can, so we can learn some of the strengths of it, some of the weaknesses of it, some of the things we can and can't do with it as far as codes and legalese is concerned about it. And then we take it and then we start taking it, we take it in our lab in-house first, work out all the kinks, talk about it, look at it, shake it, jump up and down on it, to find out what its resistance are. Is it stable? Will it be able to be used by whomever we're looking to market it to? And then we take that and we take it out into the field. When we take it out into the field, the purpose is not to sell it. The purpose is to find out whether or not this product, this service, this business that we're looking to bring into the community is going to be beneficial to that community. And how was it beneficial to that community? And we take those measurements and then we take it back into the personal lab, look at those results, see if they gave us the outcome that we were looking at. And if it did, then we put it out onto the market. If not, then we take it back through that same process again, checking all factual information about it, what went wrong with it, and can we fix it? So if we can fix it, we'll take it back out there. If we can't fix it, then we scrap that and then we move on to the next project. And the last, of course, is persistence. Making sure that you made a commitment to do this. So you have to be persistent in making sure that everything, checks and balances have been done to make sure that this is going to be a product that you're going to be proud of putting out there and letting people utilize it, and that you can always do more with it by continuing to measure your process by being persistent.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you, Queen. So anybody else want to share any of these steps? Make sure you blow up the chat. I'm gonna move on real quick. I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer. I want to go into managing supply chains, right? So a supply chain is the system of organizations, people, activities, information, and resources involved in moving a product or service from supplier to customer, right? Managing this chain effectively can make or break your business. So here's some of the key components of a supply chain, right? Suppliers. Who provides your raw materials or goods, right? Manufacturers / producers. How are the products created, right? Warehousing and distribution. Where do you store and distribute your products, right? Retailers and customers. How do the product research, how do the product reach your customers, right? This is super important. I think, at the end of the day, this goes into, if you know me, I always talk about having your digital real estate, right? Because a lot of the times you can really, make that process a lot more easier by having your website, having, and especially these days, a lot of these things kind of go hand in hand, right? So making sure that we have, the right platform where, our customers can actually reach us, and our products can actually reach our customers, right? So how to optimize your supply chain, right? So you always want to start by building strong relationships with reliable suppliers. I'm gonna say that again, reliable suppliers, right? And then ensure that you have communication throughout that process, right? Also, consider implementing a just-in-time system, a JIT, right? Just-in-time system, right? Where materials are ordered exactly when needed and to avoid excess inventory and reduce waste. I think, I talk about this a lot, especially with clothing brands, different things like that. We have drop ship, anything that, anything, I'm a strong believer of drop shipping. So if you can drop ship anything, any product that you have, definitely do that. It's definitely a game changer, especially when it comes to inventory, right? Because I come from the days, if you guys know me, you guys know I built me and my uncle and a few other people built a summer program where, we basically taught the community how to make shirts, right? And back then, it was super hard because at the end of the summer we would have a shed full of shirts. So that's what pushed me into the fashion realm, because we had to figure out how to get rid of these shirts, right? So now fast forward, and that goes back to implementing technology. You have drop shipping, which can eliminate a lot of inventory and reduce a lot of waste, right? So we want to make sure that we have those systems in place. Again, you want to make sure that you have a just-in-time system in place for sure, right? So real quick, let me see. So real quick, blow up the chat And let me know where, as far you know, far as where your business is and what type of industry you're in, where could you streamline your supply chain to cut costs and improve delivery time? And if you need a little time, like I said, just throw it in the chat when you get a chance. I'm gonna move on to this next one. But again, let me see some answers in the chat. Where could you streamline your supply chain to cut costs and improve delivery? Let me see some answers. Let me see some answers. Printful. Yep. I actually use Printful. Yep. Drop shipping. Definitely. I done made a lot of money off Printful just in my sleep for sure. That's a good platform. Speaking of that, make sure you guys check out our new merch on our website too. I'm gonna post that link in the chat at the end of the session. And most of that stuff you can order right from our website and it'll get to you. And that's one of the things that we're talking about. We don't have to worry about any inventory. I don't have to worry about, standing in the line at the post office. I don't have to worry about any late shipping or anything like that. And even if I do, we have, basically a contract with them where they'll just replace it. And I only had that happen one time where they actually, lost one of the orders in the mail, and we had no problem with replacing it, getting it out to our customer, and everything was all well. I need wars to stop making I need wars to stop to make the seas safer. Okay. Any others you would recommend? Have you Printify? That's another one for you. That's another one that I use. It's not as good as Printful, based as far as well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it. It depends on what type of products you're looking for, but they both pretty much equal. I just like Printful a little bit more because certain products have better quality, like our shirts. Like this actually a shirt from Printful. It lasts a little longer for the most part, but that's another one. Printify. All right, so technology and operations, automation and optimization, right? Leveraging technology, right? The key to optimizing your operations and logistics, is technology, just hands down. We living in the 21st century, people. Automation tools can save you time and money and help reduce human error. So if you don't have some type of automation, within your business, within your company, I challenge you to look into that, and make sure you guys, if you make sure. Matter of fact, JP, make sure you got your info in the chat as well, because that's definitely a great resource that you guys could tap into. He'll definitely help you guys with the automation and optimization for sure. He's the real deal. We go back years and years and years. So make sure you guys tap in with JP for sure. So here's some automation tools that you can use as far as inventory management software. Tools like Trade Gecko or Zoho Inventory can help you track stock levels in real time, right? Customer relation management, CRM tools, right? Platforms like Salesforce or HubSpot help you streamline customer interactions and improve service efficiency, right? Shipping and logistics software like ShipStation or UPS WorldShip helps you automate full fulfillment and shipping logistics, right? So optimizing for efficiency. You can also use analytic tools to review past performances and make informed decisions. Look at metrics like lead times, delivery accuracy, and fulfillment rates to identify areas of improvement. This is super big, you guys, because a lot of people don't look at your metrics. Matter of fact, throw some ones in the chat if you actually use any analytic tools, or if you actually track your metrics for your business. Throw some ones in the chat. Throw some tools in the chat if you don't. Let's be honest. We fam here. This is what it's all about. know we got some more ones and twos than that. Okay. One and two if we can. It's either you do or you don't, Adam. Real quick, JP, can I get you on real quick? Can you unmute real quick and talk about some of the tools that you actually use before we move on? What technology tools are you currently using in your business?
Unmute. I'm here. I'm trying to unmute. So basically, I left a couple, I left a couple sites in there because what I use is mainly high level. When you were mentioning the CRM systems, high level is the most efficient system for what most of us are doing. When you get like HubSpot is more expensive and it don't have everything that high level has. And so is Salesforce. Salesforce is really a lot more expensive. Some of those type of softwares are made for more like enterprise type of businesses. So say you're solo, if you're a solopreneur, I broke high level down to cheaper than what high level's offering it. I'm offering high level the full suite for $47 a month. You know what I'm saying? If you're a solopreneur, if it's just you need the software to automate, and then I set it up for you. I usually charge $250 for anybody in your group. I take $100 off, so I do it for $150. Like I basically go in there, set up all your automations for you, and they usually take me anywhere from 48 to 72 hours, depending on my load. I got like a big one, but I'm like half done now. But usually, like I said, that's like a 48 hour to 72 hour type of thing. So if you sign up for the 7-day trial, before the 7 days up, you will have your automation suite. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just $47 a month. If it's more than you, let's say you got three employees that use the software, it'll be 97. But if you're just a solopreneur, I get, and I'm not taking any of the software, like any of the features off. It's the only thing that's limited is the number of people. You know what I'm saying? So, but we need that. People don't understand how much they need automations, even without just the process. Like I have everything automated. Well, when you jump in my inbox on Instagram, it's AI gonna respond. You like, dog, what are you talking about? Like, but I got AI that sat there to book calls for me. Basically, I feel like how I'm gonna sell something if I'm not using it. So I use AI to book calls. I use AI to create content. In the software is a social media planner. It's like a little bit of everything: email, SMS marketing, like everything you can need to run your business. Especially if you are a small business and you're probably paying somebody $2,500 to $3,500 a month to do stuff you can automate. You know what I'm saying? Respond back to certain things like that. And you're talking about $47 and $150 for a setup. And you literally have your stuff set up. I got courses in there to give you a general general view of what's going on in there. And I'm gonna do like a more advanced course too in the next couple months. But I mean, I've been telling everybody, man, you gotta automate your business. And now that I do it, like I don't care if you have virtual assistants, you should automate as much as possible and teach your virtual assistants to come behind you and make sure manual tasks are done, or change some automations if they need to.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta automate your business.
Definitely. Got to. Sure. I appreciate you, King, for sure.
For sure.
So that actually goes into this next segment, which is scaling operations for growth, right? Preparing, for growth. And I think this is a big one because I think most of us, we're so busy with, running our business, we don't really think about the growth aspect. Like I got one partner, who had to shut down their website because they grew too large rapidly and they didn't have a team to basically troubleshoot their website, work out bugs and different things like that. So, you want to make sure that, as your business grows, your operation needs to grow with it, right? This means building a scalable system that can handle, increase demand without compromising quality. And this is huge. Like I said, I've seen so many people. I think most people only think about one problem as far as, oh man, I need to reach more people, right? But if you don't have your operations in place, you're going to get overloaded, and then you're going to compromise on your quality. Now you got, all these bad reviews and different things like that. And I've seen this in so many different industries, whether it's food, restaurant, clothing brands. I've seen it with, in the music industry. I've seen it in so many different brands where, they scale and grow so fast and so rapidly, or they just scale to the point where they don't have the team to really keep up with the demand. And I know I know some of you guys is like, hey, that's a good problem to have. I used to think the same way until it happened to me. And we had to make sure that we had to scale back. As far as even with the summer program that I just told you guys about, we got to the point where, the increased demand, compromised certain things, and we had to really scale back and reorganize, how we actually operated. And it was definitely a learning experience. So I wouldn't say it was a negative experience. Anytime you can learn from your mistakes, it's always positive. But you want to make sure that you keep yourself from making the same mistakes, right? So some key factors to consider when scaling. Staffing is a big one, right? You want to make sure that you have the right team in place. And I really can't stress this enough, because this is something I've always been talking about for years. If you've had a consultation with me, you already know it's one of the top three, problems that most business owners have. It's either a lack of team, capital, or knowledge, right? And I always say this. So you want to make sure that you have the right team in place. And that's what the mob is here for, making sure that we fill in, that hole, and make sure that we fill in that, that void, because, I understand, I'm an entrepreneur just like you guys. Most of the time you have to start off by yourself. Actually, I love what JP said, a solopreneur. I love that. We probably gonna have to put that on the shirt or something, JP, and split the profits. But I love that because that's how most of us start off, right? And sometimes you don't have any choice, because you just got to get the ball rolling. You want to get the ball rolling, but it's super important to make sure that you have the right team in place, and prepare yourself for that success, right? Another one is technology, right? I can't stress this enough, right? Just like what JP was saying with the AI, what I've been preaching for about a year and a half now, if you know me that long. Most of you guys know me longer. I've been pushing AI, AI, AI. And I've always been a tech junkie. My background is, digital media and production. So I always understood how to incorporate AI. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure your current tools and systems are still efficient, as your customer base grows, right? So, what you may be using now as far as technology may not be efficient later on. To give you guys an example, when the pandemic hit, before the pandemic hit, we was funding our own tours, hitting, all the major cities and states, all around the country, and some outside the country. But when the pandemic happened, we had to really reorganize, and it set us back because we wasn't prepared for that. I don't think nobody was, but because I'm tech savvy, we was able to continue on, really serving the community through technology. And this actually how I got hit to Zoom, right? We started, hosting pandemic virtual seminars for all of the other business owners that I was working with, those who didn't hang it up, because a lot of business owners hung it up because they were scared to go back to, the drawing board. So, Zoom was one of those tools that I used to really just keep our business afloat and keep our services afloat, and make sure that we were still able to service the community. And when I tell you, it was so impactful. Actually, we was only supposed to do one virtual seminar, and we ended up doing 11 seminars, because every single week, because people was tapping back in, asking me, was we, hey, is y'all doing it this week? Is y'all doing it this week? So, that was one of the things that we did, and that I did personally, to make sure that we could still service the community, right? Another one is process improvement, and this goes back to workflows, right? Which workflows need to be revised or automated to manage growth more efficiently, right? Because again, just because you may have, you guys, and you guys may want to go back tonight or tomorrow morning to to really revise your workflow to make sure that it's up to date and make sure that it's efficient for your clients right now, right? So, I'm gonna give you, an example. Like, look at Starbucks. When they began expanding rapidly, they faced operational challenges, right? They responded by improving their supply chain, investing in training programs for baristas, right? I actually had stock in Starbucks at one point, and they did a great job with their program, and making sure that they had incentives for their baristas, right? And adopting new technology to speed up customer service. We did the same thing when I worked with Verizon, making sure that, it was a time where we had to switch our whole software, because it was just, the old software was just too out of date. It was no longer efficient for what we was doing with our stores. So I want to make sure, so real quick, I want you to write down 2 areas in your business that would need to change or grow to handle an increase in demand. And real quick, blow up the chat too. I want to see these things. If you don't want to share, just write them down for yourself. But blow up the chat, and put 2 areas in your business that will need to change or grow to handle an increase in demand. Don't be shy now. Don't be shy, you guys. Don't be shy. We all in the same boat. We all in the same boat. Federal and state funding. Okay. Follow-up responses. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's a few tools out there that can help you with that too, CC, including AI, for sure. Contracts and funding. Yes, yes, yes. What my brand really is. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's move on, you guys. I want to move on to troubleshooting and problem solving in operations, right? So your common operational challenges, right? No matter how efficient your system, problems will arise. And this is something I've been talking about before the pandemic. I always talked about making sure that you're able to adapt with the times. And man, when I tell you the pandemic was a true testament to that. And a lot of people really seeing what I was talking about, right? These can really, these problems can really, can basically include supply chain disruptions, inventory shortages, delays in shipping, or miscommunication with suppliers, right? I'm pretty sure all of us can pretty much had a problem with, one of these. Matter of fact, throw one in the chat if you've had a problem with either chain disruptions, inventory shortages, delays in shipping, or miscommunication with suppliers. Let me see who all in the same boat, Make sure we all on the same page. We all should be doing ones in the chat on this for sure. I'm pretty sure everybody had problems. Inventory storages, yes. So when these problems occur, the first step is to identify the root cause. Is it a communication issue? Is it a breakdown in the process? Or is it an external factor like a supplier delay, right? We want to make sure that we identify the root cause, right? Once you identify the root cause, create an action plan. This might involve renegotiating with suppliers, right? Ingesting your inventory. Like I was saying, with our summer program, we had to really adjust and make sure that, you know, we came up with different ways to get rid of the inventory, right? And really make sure that we came up with different strategies to manage inventory, right? Or is it improving your team communication, which is another common denominator? Most of the time, we have trouble communicating with our team, right? Um, and this is a huge one, that we kind of really went over when I went to school for business communication. Communication is key. Communication is key. So, even with the mod, we're always looking for ways to improve communication, whether it's through our WhatsApp group that we have, whether it's through our Instagram broadcast group, or even if I have to, hit you guys up directly, we're always looking for different ways to improve team communication because it's super important, right? So real quick, what's some of the biggest operational challenges that you guys have faced? If anybody wanna go ahead and unmute, you can. Meanwhile, go ahead and blow up the chat if you want to name some of the biggest operational challenges you face. You wanna go ahead and unmute.
I will.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's a tad bit difficult for me because I haven't officially launched. But one thing with my research that I've learned that is not a whole lot of competition in the business that I've chosen, especially in the manner that I want to go about it. So for me, one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
I just had to walk the dog and it's raining. Okay. For me, that's the difficult part for me because when it comes to researching in my competition and just learning, um, having the contact of somebody who's familiar with the service. There's a lot of companies out there that will provide training, but for me, I would love to meet someone who do what I do just to get a different insight, right? Not somebody who's just trying to sell me a product. I need to know what are some of the complications that they come across. Recently, I've met a beautiful sister who works for the hospital, and she informed me that there's only one courier company that they use, and I think they have like 5 facilities. So my prayers have been answered because now I have someone who can, and she's a bioengineer. So now I have somebody on the inside who can inquire for me. So for me, just I'm thinking maybe networking. But it's been a little difficult to find, or am I making sense? I hate talking. I have to.
I mean, the biggest thing, I always say, I think this goes back to, market research.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. I feel like I've done that.
But what
Um,
are you using?
the internet. I know.
Most of
Um,
most of us. I'm not laughing.
yeah.
I'm laughing with you.
No, social media. Just now I'm going more into word of mouth. I'm asking questions. But that's all that I have at this moment.
Those are all great. I think we all start off with that. AI is another tool that you can
Yeah.
use as well. That's up to date. I think Gemini is a great one that you can use
Mhm.
because right now AI is taking over search engines. Even
Yes.
Google itself is putting itself out of business with Gemini because they see the trends, they see where it's going. So I think Gemini is a great tool that you can use for your market research, and it's up to date. Sometimes ChatGPT is not too up to date, depending on if you're paying for, because they're trying to basically push people into paying for their different tiers and paying for a subscription. But Gemini probably be a great tool for you, for everybody to use when it comes to market research. And really, hitting the pavement, seeing what Eventbrite, is another tool that I actually use as well, because you want to make sure that you're in the rooms with these folks as well. Seeing what events and activities is going on, not to just go out and have fun, or Hollywood network, I like to call it, where we're just passing out business cards and receiving business cards, but really following up and building relationships with these folks too. And not and I always like to say study your competitors, but do it in a way where you're not looking at it as you're competing, right? Because we're all in the same boat, I think. And it's a lot of gatekeepers, well, people become gatekeepers if they feel like you're trying to compete or take away clientele or different things like that. So those are some things that I would suggest, and that I've seen work, because I'm always doing market research, whether it's if we're putting together, especially when we put together business plans for our members, that's the first thing that we do. Even, or if we're doing social media marketing, that's the first thing that we do, is do a little market research and utilize these different tools to pretty much help us out, and kind of eliminate a lot of the footwork. But we still hit the pavement as well. We're still in these rooms. We're still, like I said, we still want to Eventbrite to see what our competitors are doing, what rooms they're in, and not just our competitors but our partners as well, to see how can we really connect with them on a deeper level. And this is what our our brainstorming sessions is for as well, to really just share knowledge, help each other out. So I do want to open up the floor. Speaking of that, I want to open up the floor. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that we went over, hey, shoot, go ahead and unmute yourself or throw them in the chat. I want to, give a little feedback. I want to do that for maybe the next 5 minutes, kind of touch on a few topics and answer any questions that you guys may have. And then I'm gonna give you guys an assignment before we leave, and then I'm gonna shoot you guys some links as well to check out about the M.O.B. And then sure you guys, I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer. Real quick, if you was on last week and you completed the assignment from last week, put some ones in the chat. You completed the assignment from last week. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You completed that assignment from last week. Come on, you guys. Y'all gotta be completing these assignments now. I promise you it's gonna help. And if you wasn't on last week, I'm gonna actually reiterate that. Let's So the assignment from last week is I wanted you guys to take a moment to write down one sales and one customer service strategy we're going to implement over the next week. So if you guys want to, then also complete that assignment if you wasn't on last week. Last week we talked about sales and customer service. That was a good. Anybody have any questions or concerns so far? I want to give this week's assignment. All right, so before we wrap up, I want you guys to, and I'm gonna actually put this assignment in the chat as well. But I want you guys to make a quick action plan for your business, right? What's one immediate step you can take to improve your operations or logistics? whether it's implementing a new tool, mapping out a new workflow, or streamlining the supply chain. Write it down and commit to doing it this week, right? So I'm gonna post this in the chat for you guys real quick. And if you guys need any, if you just need a accountability partner, if you need, if you've been looking for that right team to really help push your business to the next level, if you've been looking, for reliable resources, I know we all been, start and burn when it comes to hiring people and relying on people for as resources goes. I want you guys to look into our program, look into our community. I'm gonna post our website in the chat as well, where you can get all of the information and really just get more details when it comes to the mob and what we actually offer. I want you guys, and even if you know someone who can actually benefit from any of our resources, definitely send them the website. We do have an affiliate program. Right now, we're doing a special affiliate deal where you can actually receive $250 credit that'll go towards your campaign for anybody that you recommend. And at the end of the day, it's each one teach one. At the end of the day, that's what we're all about. We want to make sure that you guys have all the tools that you need to really grow and really build generational wealth. That's what it's all about, economic growth. If you guys can really take your business to the next level, put you guys in a position where we can actually, hire other people, hire the youth, and put other people in position. That's what it's all about. It's not all about just getting rich. It's all about, putting our community really, and that's why, I switched up, this week, as far as the intro. I want you guys to think about, how are you really, what problems are you guys solving and how are you actually serving the community? That's what it's all about. Being an entrepreneur is all about being a servant. So, make sure you guys check out the M.O.B website so we can figure out how we can service you. Feel free to reach out to me or just fill out any one of the forms or applications on our site and we'll reach out to you. And again, make sure you guys, share it with a fellow entrepreneur or fellow, community leader. We're here to serve at the end of the day. If you know me, that's all we've been doing for the past few years is just serving the community, figuring out how we can actually use our research and our resources to help you guys out. And that's what it's all about, really connecting the dots, coming together, each one teach one, and making sure that we, have a community where we can actually hold each other accountable as well, right? So, again, I want to thank you guys for hopping on. This was another successful Wednesday, another successful M.O.B brainstorming session. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Remember, you guys are all family. If you have any questions or concerns for me after this, feel free to hit me up. Feel free to shoot me a text so we can set up a call for tomorrow. And yeah, make sure you guys tap into our social media, follow us on Mastering Our Business so you can get any updates. Make sure you guys join our broadcast group that's on there as well so we can keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the community and kind of go from there. I really want to make sure that we're connecting the dots every single week. So make sure you guys also reserve your spot for next week's brainstorming session. And make sure you guys invite someone else on. We love seeing new faces. We love building with you guys. And man, we just love what we're doing and what you guys are doing. Every single one of you guys are powerful. I look forward to building with you guys shortly. You guys have a safe and productive day. And I'll see you guys this weekend as well. We got a few events coming up in Atlanta. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. And I'll talk to you guys shortly.